We are streaming. So Professor Johnson, please.
Welcome to everyone. This is our hopefully final virtual celebration of the class of 2021. Those of you who are here and graduated this semester, our congratulations as a department to all of you. So we have a kind of short and informal event scheduled this evening with a couple of speakers. Hopefully, we'll hear from some in the audience as well. And we're going to start for just a couple of minutes of welcome from our chair, Professor Napoli.
Thank you, Professor Johnson. And good evening, everybody, and welcome to this celebration of Brooklyn College history students who are graduating this spring. As Professor Johnson has said, this is the second of what we will hope to be an annual tradition of bringing together family and friends, but perhaps the last time we have to do it virtually. As we celebrate our own scholars and our new alumni, and to acknowledge and applaud the achievements of our students. Tonight, we're going to hear from Rach Morales, who is the president of the Brooklyn College Undergraduate Historical Society. Rach, will you please wave? From a distinguished alumni, Asher Orkaby, who will be providing his remarks through a recording, which we have, and Marianne Lobato, who is with us. Marianne, will you wave to us too? There we are. Who is both an alumnus and the archivist at Brooklyn College's own Department of Special Collections. We chose to bring these people together to speak with you because they represent the present of the Brooklyn College student body and the future, which is to say you, our alumni. This is a happy occasion. Personally, I love graduations. They represent an inflection point, a division between one stage of life and the next. It's a momentous change and one that I hope you look forward to with optimism and enthusiasm. I'm personally convinced that your futures are enormously bright. I have worked with you first as your undergraduate deputy and now as your chair, and sometimes as your professor. I know you. I know your capacities and your skills. I know your values and your intellectual abilities. I know your drive and your talent. I know you can help and will help save the world, and it does need saving. As good historians, I think it's appropriate to begin our gathering tonight by remembering that we start by looking backwards. For many of you, the last 14 months have been exceptionally painful. Your lives were turned upside down back last March of last year. Some of you lost work, some family members did, and everybody had to adjust to online instruction. I know for a fact that some among you lost family and friends to COVID. I speak for my colleagues, my friends, and myself when I say that we too lost people close to us this year. These wounds will not heal easily, nor perhaps should they. Many among us have been profoundly affected by the deep divisions in our country. It'd be foolish not to acknowledge that yesterday marked the anniversary of the death of George Floyd. His passing and that of Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and many, many others have shaped us all and will continue to mold the history of this country for many years. We live in a moment of collective trauma. And looking further backwards, it's become something of a Brooklyn College tradition to begin gatherings with a land acknowledgement, pointing out, calling to mind that the college sits on land never voluntarily given over by the native peoples who lived here first. That fact places upon us a responsibility to properly steward this land, to do what we can to repair the damage that we see, we feel, and we know. But having made that nod to the past, let's look forward a moment from where we stand now. In your time with us, you've learned a lot. You've written many papers and read many books, and you've made good friends, and you've spent way too much time on Zoom. You have touched the people around you, and I assure you, you have touched us, your faculty. I think I can fairly, properly speak for my colleagues when I say that as you leave us, you take some of us with you, and you leave some of yourself behind. We will treasure the gifts that you have given us. You're about to join a proud group of Brooklyn College history alumni. We hope that you will stay in touch. Thank you.
bringing greetings to the graduating class from the Brooklyn College Historical Society is Rach, so I will turn the floor over to you, Rach, for some remarks.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to the class of 2021. My name is Rachel Morales. I am the president of the Brooklyn College Historical Society. It has truly been a pleasure learning besides you all. You were all able to push through the hours of writing papers that felt as if they might never end. It has been an unprecedented time with the pandemic. We have all lost someone very dear to us, but you all managed to push through the difficulties and have completed your undergraduate education, making this accomplishment even superior. This is a milestone that will stay with you for the rest of your lives. Your 4 years of Brooklyn College will be the best memories you have. Being a college student and going through the process of being a successful student is a bonding experience. Whenever I tell someone I'm majoring in history, they look surprised. They never know of all the friendships that are created within the history department. The discussion and debates we have shared in the virtual classrooms are special and unforgettable. You will all leave your own mark in the history department because being a history major is more than writing papers and memorizing important war dates. Many say that graduation is the beginning of your adult lives, but I do not believe this is true. This journey began a long time ago. You are simply moving forward. You all have the potential to achieve everything you desire in life. I know that you will all succeed wherever you may go. We will truly miss you all. It may not have been an easy journey, but you have finally made it. Thank you for inviting me to speak, and congratulations to the class of 2021. Enjoy your summer and good luck.
Thank you very much. We're now going to be hearing from a distinguished alumni who hoped to be here in person, but was summoned earlier today and is right now on a plane. Asher Arkabi, who was a graduate of Brooklyn College in 2007, and then went on to get his PhD in Middle East history from Harvard. He's published since then 2 books on Yemen. The first, a quite remarkable study of Yemeni international history between 1962 and 1968, when Yemen, sort of as it is now, was the focus of international rivalries and tensions. The second, which is just out, also with Oxford, is an explainer of the history of Yemen. Asher has been someone who has moved between the policy and academic worlds and is continuing to do so. He's currently an associate research scholar at Princeton and a fellow at the Wilson Center in Washington, D.C. So he sent his recorded remarks to Professor Napoli, so I'll turn it over to him and for playing.
Very good. As everybody knows, you have to share the screen, turn on the sound. It's one of the sticky parts of Zoom. All right, can you all see that screen? And I hope you can hear, and give me the thumbs up if you got the sound, right? The tradition.
Unprecedented times. How often have we heard the same refrain spoken in the media, at family gatherings, and increasingly in commercial advertisement? Yet, are these times really without precedent? That statement is only true for those who don't know their history. Indeed, nothing that appears as current events is without precedent. Everything that happens today and everything that we think is new and unique has indeed already occurred in some form or another in historical past. This sobering thought can be ironically reassuring during the darkest moments as you come to realize that others have dealt with similar crises in the past, and somehow humankind has prevailed. Answers to the most vexing questions in public policy, for example, can be found through an in-depth study of history, and only through mining the past can one chart a course to the future. Nowhere has this maxim been truer than walking down Pennsylvania Avenue in our nation's capital, listening and contributing to policy discussions surrounding the ongoing civil war in Yemen, my area of expertise. Former ambassadors, policymakers, and civil servants have come to appreciate and almost expect a short history lecture every time I speak, with many of them coining the name our Yemen historian, a very fitting nickname. Applied history is not limited to public policy, but has recently been recognized for its value in the corporate and philanthropic worlds. As a consultant for the Ford Foundation, I've had the opportunity to delve into the world of global philanthropy, reflecting on more than 80 years of grant-making history as the Foundation's new president charts future programmatic strategies. A region's history can also serve as a window into future economic opportunities and investments, as I've learned while consulting for numerous corporations with Middle East operations. Rather than limited to a single field, the analytical and critical thinking skills that you've acquired over the past 4 years can be applied to nearly every arena. It feels like only yesterday when I was sitting in Whitehead Hall, that's before the history departments moved to Boylan, which many of you probably don't remember, listening to these very words from the mouths of talented and eloquent professors like Professor Johnson, Remy, Napoli, and Sengupta, who all had a profound impact on me personally and who inspired a passion for history that has guided my graduate education ever since. At every stage of my career, and indeed as late as yesterday, I have returned to seek the advice from my former professors, who have since become my mentors, colleagues, and friends. Look around at this digital room and remember this moment, for it is not an end, but rather a new beginning. Your BA in history might soon be relegated to the pages of history itself, but you will find yourself returning to those pages, searching for inspiration as you step into the world and demonstrate the power and importance of understanding history and applying it to every challenge you face. Congratulations to the class of 2021.
Asher, we will virtually thank you for your remarks. Marianne, the floor is yours.
Sorry, I just had to unmute. Congratulations, graduates. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about how being a history major prepared me for my career as an archivist, and a little bit about what it's like to be an archivist as a profession. So I got my BA and MA at Brooklyn College in history, and I've been working in the Brooklyn College archives since 1995. I'm currently the associate archivist. And how did I get there? Well, you know, when I was an undergraduate, there was a job opening in the library. So I said, you know, hey, I need money, let me take it. And then I started working in the archives, and I said, wait a second, you know, this seems right up my alley. Is this something that I might want to pursue as a career? And then I found out that there was something that I had never heard of called library school. And I had to get this master's in library science, which I did at Queens College. And I will say that being a history major has prepared me very well for my job, and loving history and being an archivist is totally a plus as well. You know, not even though all archivists do not do historical research, the skill set for historian and archivist is very similar. You know, archivists analyze and describe, organize materials in their collections. And a strong background in history is also something that helps you when you're selecting materials to add to your archives, or you're seeking materials out, whether it's to fill a gap, historical gap that you might have, or if you're looking to find material for a different point of view, or if you're looking for a perspective of a constituency whose voice has been silent in the archives. And that's very important. Just an example, Brooklyn College Archives is an institutional archive. So we collect records of Brooklyn College. So what are you going to have? You're going to have the perspective of the administration. So, you know, what we try to do is we encourage alums, staff, members of the community to donate their papers or to talk about their experiences at Brooklyn College. And I know, you know, a history major, you've written a lot of papers, and that comes in handy at being an archivist, because when students or researchers come in and they're asking questions, you say to yourself, wait a second, I think I might have an idea of what kind of sources they might need for their paper, or what might work well for them, or which archives that if we don't have it, we could send them to. And you're constantly writing, whether you're preparing a grant proposal to get money, because you know everybody needs money, you always need moolah to support the collections and preservation and all that kind of stuff, or you're curating an exhibit. And what do you do when you curate an exhibit? You have to select material, and you have to write labels. You have to, you know, tell this story to the people, the audience, whether it's virtual exhibit or an in-person one in the library. And also you might have to write blog posts or essays. You're going to promote your collection. It's very important. And it's just a wonderful career. Um, if you love history, you're immersed in history all the time. It could be an occupational hazard. You're supposed to be doing work, you're reading something. People come in, they've got a great topic, whether it's a student or someone writing a book, and you get really interested in it. And that really helps you because, when people come in, you're able to stay within that mode of history that you were when you were in school, because you learn about the new trends in historical research. You get to keep up with this stuff. And also learning how people use your archives makes you understand your archives even more. And it's very helpful. Most importantly, you're preserving history. You're promoting history. You want people to come and look at your collections. And I love encouraging students, no matter what their discipline is, to look and consider using primary sources all the time in their work. So if you're interested in archives as a career, you might, if your archive's attached to a library, have to do what I did and also get a degree in library science. Now a lot of these library science schools also have minors in archival management, so it'll be great. But just like a little word, word about the profession. It's very competitive in New York City. It's very hard, well, maybe not the easiest to get an archives job. So that's why I say, if you're interested in this, beef up your resume, volunteer, do internships, part-time jobs, because not only will you get a skill set, but you'll also get something really important. You'll get references that are really going to help you when you're looking for a job. And archives are always short-staffed and have backlogs, and they would love to have somebody who's really interested in learning about the profession. So when we do open up again, I invite everyone to come for a tour. I love giving tours of the archives. And also, if you think, hey, wait a second, I might be interested in this as a career, come talk to me. We'll discuss it. Maybe I'll give you a little project. You can see if you like it. If it's something you want to pursue, just let me know. And congratulations, everybody. Bravo.
Marianne, thank you very much. We have a group of wonderful graduates this year, and at this point, the department wanted to take a moment to read out all of the names of our graduates. Some of whom are here with us tonight, others who couldn't make the ceremony. And Professor Karp is going to kick us off.
Okay, Mariam Abdel Salam, Thais Araujo dos Santos Amens, Arias Montenegro, Nafrana Azad, Elvis Balbuena, Miriam Bernstein, Daniel Briones, Corey Browning, Lydia Bundrick, Armando Cataldi. I think I'm handing off the ball now to one of my colleagues.
Let me unmute myself. Congratulations to all of you. Congratulations to your families. Lydia Chais, Maisha Chowdhury, William Connor, Faro Davlatov, Cynthia De La Rosa, Christian Diaz, Kiara Donaldson, Angelica Farah, Sean Ford, Stephanie Fuentes, Sean Gannon, Hamza Ghanem, John Giannusa, Kayla Gutierrez, Richard Gwillem, Mohammed Hassan, Justin Hay, and Leonora Heinrich. Congratulations to you all.
There, I've unmuted, so I'll continue. Also, congratulations to everyone. And in particular, the next names: Thomas Henrik, David Ho, Anna Maria Honkanen, Conrad Hoyt, Fatima Islam, Nicola Johnson, Andrew Johnson, Ramandeep Kaur, Tari Koram, and Robert Kogan.
Rachel Lowe, Malik Lynch, Miriam Mayer, Daisy Moyes, James Muller, Paul Moran, Joyce Mosley, Shlomo Mueller, Assam Nadim, Eliseo Neshi, Shamsud Nassan.
Robert Naguris, Angel Perez, Taira Pintro, Caleb Porter, Chris Richter, Raymond Riley, David Reutman, Catherine Sanchez, Malka Shak, Jonathan Shamus, Devorah Schifrin.
Congratulations, everyone. The next names on the list is David Sika, Chandra Singh, Kenneth Spala, Robin Tainch, Stanley Tang, Richard Thomas, Jeanette Tomashenko, Valerie Trashler, Alexander Timkiv, Leon Xanthos, and Alan Zhao. Thank you, and congratulations to all.
And at this point, we'd like to open up the session to any of you who would like to make comments, to reflect on your time at Brooklyn, or simply to speak up. The floor is yours. So those who want to volunteer, just raise your hand or unmute yourself.
Professor Johnson, Richard has his hand up.
Richard, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you a lot. Yeah, good evening to all the professors. I like to basically say that most of the stuff that I came in contact with basically prepared me to take an advance towards historical awareness. And I appreciate all of y'all because I spend a lot of nights missing sleep due to all of them assignments, man. So I just want to thank you. I feel that I'm basically as prepared to go into the world to be a real good historian. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Richard. Others, the floor is open.
Sure, can I speak?
Please do.
So hello, everyone. My name is Nasim. So I am not a graduate. I graduate next year, but I'm here to support our graduates this year. I look like a hot mess because we had the rally today. And so I was speaking. And so I literally just came in the house, got hit by a nice rainstorm. So I'm here to congratulate all of our graduates. So many of our seniors this year were mentors to me, leaders, pushed me and encouraged me to make it to this end. And so I really wanted to say that, you know, as history majors, we are very different, right? We are very unique. We could put things into historical context. We are the change agents in the 21st century, and our city and our country is in dire need of leadership. We are really in dire need of leadership. And I believe that Brooklyn College seniors, particularly from the history department, will make that impact. And I really do have hope in the future. Thank you once again. Congratulations. Congratulations to all of our graduates. And shout out to Rich. It's so nice to see you make it to the finish line. You were always a huge resource for all of us. Thank you, everyone.
Nasim, thank you very much. The floor remains open for comments from others.
I'll say something.
All right, please do. Thank you.
Okay.
Stephanie.
So I just really would like to thank each and every professor. You guys really pushed us to be the best historians we could possibly be. And I'll forever cherish the history department in my heart forever. I've made amazing friends along the way and connected with a lot of professors here who I'll always remember and again, be greatly thankful for each and every one of you. And I'll be seeing you all again in the fall on the graduate level, so don't get too tired of me just yet. I will be back. But again, thank you and congratulations to all of my classmates.
Stephanie, thank you very much. The floor remains open.
So can I say something?
Please do. Yes, thank you. It's good to see you.
Yes, same way as Professor Johnson. For those professors that know me, you probably know that I never participated a lot in class, right? But I really wanted to take the opportunity to thank you all, right? Because you were so great. You were so great. Especially, I mean, the ones that know me, that I'm gonna remember always, Professor O'Keefe, Professor Mancia, Professor Warren, Professor Johnson, Professor Banerjee. So I just wanted to say thank you, and you have no idea. I'm so happy to see you again, right? Because with this pandemic, we stopped seeing each other, and it's so great. I feel so grateful to see you again, and to have this opportunity to tell you that I'm so thankful, and I wish you the best. And probably I'll see you soon. So that's it.
Thank you very much. The warm welcomes are reciprocated.
Hmm.
The floor remains open.
Professor Banerjee has her hand up, and I'd like to
All right.
acknowledge her.
All right, Professor Banerjee, and then Andrew.
Hello, everybody. Congratulations to all the graduating seniors. I don't want to make the happy environment heavy, but I have to share a personal experience but that without sharing it, I'll be remiss of my responsibility as a professor. In the course of my teaching career, I have witnessed felicitations from students, wonderful acts, uh, many gestures that touch my heart, but nothing surpassed what I received today. Early this afternoon, I received a mail from Jacqueline Judge, a student in my gender, family, and nation state class, expressing her condolences and stating that she and other Brooklyn College students collected $250 for me to cover my travel and or funeral expenses for my mother. She wanted to send me the money before the end of this week. I was stunned, touched, overwhelmed, and mesmerized. I did not know how to respond. The loss of my mother makes me one with you, my dear students and friends, through the unprecedented experiences of grief and pain this pandemic has brought upon us. I can't help being emotional and cannot even express how deeply moved I am by this unbelievable act of kindness by my dear students. This incredible act of love and empathy adds a new level of connectedness with my students. We want to give students their own agency. I serve on the policy council that foregrounds voices and interests of students. There cannot be a better register of our students' agency than this spontaneous and generous act of goodwill and compassion. They will indeed be our savior in the years to come, as Professor Napoli emphasized. Other than her name and the fact that she is a good student, I don't even know who Jackie is. I won't be able to recognize her even if she is right next to me. I have never seen her face. We forged a bond in the virtual world of teaching and facelessness. We studied the construction of family through the semester. My students, by virtue of their love and generosity, established themselves as members of my extended family, who stood by me in the deepest moment of crisis and grief. So my sincerest thanks to you all and salute to all our students, and special thanks to my friends and colleagues of the history department. Congratulations once more to the graduates. I wish my students the very best in their lives and career. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the comments, Professor Banerjee. Andrew.
Attending Brooklyn College was something I had wanted to do since I was little. This was a dream to be a part of this school, to be to be a student at this school, a school that my cousins went to. I want to name everyone that made this dream what it was. I want to thank you, Professor Sengupta, Professor Troyansky, Professor Mayer, Professor Rawson, Professor Remy, Professor Banerjee, and above all, Professor Matsia, and above all, Professor Johnson, my graduate thesis advisor. You guys made this dream what it was. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Andrew. The floor remains open for people who want to make comments.
Professor Sengupta, why don't you unmute yourself?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Before my phone loses charge, I wanted to tell our graduates how incredibly proud we are of them, how privileged we feel to have had them in our classes. Andrew, Stephanie, I'm so thrilled that you're coming back. Our amazing commencement speakers, Asher, Marianne, all of our students, onwards and upwards. Congratulations. Please, please stay in touch with us. We hope to see much, much more of you. Congratulations again. Thank you very much.
So what they told you that you didn't bring.
Thank you. The floor remains open. Clarence.
I think I've unmuted myself. Yeah, I wanted to pick up on what Gunja was saying because I'm a little bit, it's been an amazing year and getting through this all, but, semesters come and go and they pack up and stack up and, they kind of repeat themselves. What's really stood out to me in the last year and building on prior experiences, the collegiality and warmth of the department, which has been just so amazing and really heartwarming. For someone in my position as an adjunct to really feel at home, I have a home and lasting relationships. But it's equally true, as Gunja was saying, that what really gives meaning to this is also to have known students over a period of years and to see where they're going and be so excited about it. And so sort of I feel privileged to have been a part of that. And to have benefited and been motivated by that and broadened and kind of, expanded in important ways and sustained in, the rigmarole of semester to semester. And I just wanted to mention that those two things have really stood out to me this semester, but the students are just the underpinning of all of that. And I've been really blown away to see where students I've gotten to know are headed. And I remember writing, one of my students sent, we had a discussion board reflection. He's like, Phil Napoli, of course, Phil, you had that nice talk with, was it Marcus Reeves? And my student, John Schilling said, oh, well, I wrote an article for the Brooklyn newspaper about it, so I'll just share that with you, And I read it and I was like, John's so going places. I'm so excited to see where he and so many other students are going. And to be, inspired really and excited by what they're going to do and learning from them.
Thank you very much. The floor remains open.
I think I can speak.
All right, please do.
All right. It's so great to see you, Caesar, after all this long time, and to see everyone in the room, whether your screens are on or not. And I just wanted to offer my warmest and heartiest congratulations to all of you on all of your hard work, and to repeat what some of my colleagues have already said. We're already so excited about where you'll go, and we have absolute full confidence in you. I cannot wait to knock on your door via email in a few years and beg you for an alumni spotlight, and I hope you will say yes. But I was also thinking as I was sitting here that it's been 20 years since I was in your position and I graduated from college. So I just want to make a plea to you that time moves quickly. So chase your dreams, but have some fun. And Stephanie, I think, hug your mom. All of you should hug your moms. Thank you, Stephanie's mom, for sharing her with us. She's such a bright light, and she's been such a joy in all of our classrooms. And to reiterate what Gun just said, we're so excited that she'll be returning back to us again. But, to go back to my theme, travel, read books for fun, make friends, fall in love, do the good stuff. It's not all just about chasing your career. And remember us, and for those of you who are missing the student lounge that we got cut off from, come back. We're always so happy to see your faces. Drop us a line sometimes, but go be the amazing people you are and do awesome stuff.
Professor O'Keefe's reminder that to make sure that you drop us a line. For those of you who haven't seen in the chat, Professor Mancia has provided a link to the senior survey. And for those of you who have the time to fill that out, it's nice for the department to be able to stay in touch with you, which we all very, very much want to do. The floor remains open if people have additional comments before we adjourn. Professor Stern.
Well, first of all, congratulations to all of you. And there's so much that I want to echo in what has already been said. And I really, of course, appreciate the idea that this is really time for you guys to explore, be creative, think broadly about how what you've done so far has helped to sort of expand your thinking and your mind and be creative about the future. But I also just wanted to say how I was really struck in our last class of the colloquium this semester. I was sort of lamenting about the fact that, so many of the amazing students in that class I had never met, and I felt like I would never meet. And under circumstances like those we've been enduring over the past year, and as Professor Banerjee was just describing, in a way, even though we've been really remote, I think there are lots of ways we feel closer to you than we ever have. And it seems like in some cases it's really reciprocal, and that amazing student response really resonates. But I remember in the very last class sort of saying, it's very hard to say goodbye, to press the leave meeting button. It just feels so powerful and so final and so simple all at the same time. And it was Richard who said, I just feel really grateful that we've been able to do this at all. I feel really grateful that if we had, as a society, to suffer as we've suffered, that at least we've been able to remain connected to each other. And I just wanted to echo that. I wanted to cite him properly in his saying that. But to appreciate that you've continued to allow us into your lives. And we've been able to continue to really work with you. A lot of you have done some amazing work, even in this sort of environment. It's been a privilege. It's been a privilege to teach so many of you, those of you who are here, who are in my colloquium this semester, like Richard, like Dvora, and others of you I've taught before. I feel so grateful that you sort of fought through and persisted and worked hard and made this experience the very best one it could be for you, but also for us. So congratulations, but also thank you. And I really do echo everyone in saying I really hope to hear what exciting types of things that you have going on in the future, because with attitudes like that, it's only going to get more exciting for us to hear. So thank you so much and congratulations.
The floor remains open if anyone else wishes to make a comment. All right, in the chat, Professor Wills, via Professor Sengupta, sends her love and good wishes, and said that she would say so herself if Professor Sengupta's phone didn't pass away. But if we do have to adjourn before then, Professor Wills sends her best. All right, I think we a last call for any reflections before we adjourn for the evening.
I will just say, just double down on other things that people have said. You know, what you're about to embark upon, right? The post-college, post-MA life, right, can be scary and daunting, as well as incredibly exciting and filled with potential and filled with lots of time to read and see things you've never seen before and think things you've never thought before and love things you've never loved before. But we are still here for you as you navigate that terrifying or amazing and fabulous journey. And we've all been just as amazed or in a different way, and just as terrified or in a different way. And so we really want to commiserate with you and revel in the glory of what you become. So really do fill out the survey, but also just email the ones of us that you want to email. You know, if you're walking past an X in X place and it reminds you of X professor, send us an email. If you're teaching X in X place and it reminds you of something, send us an email. Or if you got an F from one of us and you want to send us an email and gloat and tell us how amazing you are, we love those emails. Tell us all of it, right? So send us all of your news. And we are here to help you forever. That's what the virtue of being an alumnus or an alumna is. Okay, congratulations.
Professor Wills does often say at these gatherings, she isn't quite here yet, I'll echo her remarks that you know, what makes teaching at Brooklyn so special for all of us in the department is the ability to work with all of you. I mean, we are blessed with just an extraordinary range of students, people who are, you know, talented, who come from all walks of life and who enhance our lives by you know, by participating. And so, you know, echoing what Professor Mansi and Professor Sengupta have said, we want to hear from you. You know, the fact that you're graduating from the college doesn't mean that you're graduating from our lives. And it's always brightens my day, and I suspect I'm speaking for everyone in the department here, when I get an email from a former student just to see how they're doing. And so we are all so proud of all of you for finishing under what are remarkably trying circumstances, and we wish you the best moving forward. And of course, we are all here for you if we can be of assistance in any way at all. So Professor Nabel, if you have any closing remarks, and other than that, I believe we can adjourn.
I just want to say once again, my thanks, my grateful thanks for coming this evening. It really has been a pleasure to be with you, to work with you, and stay in touch, please. Good night, all. I think I'll close the meeting, and I'll
Yes.
be